So obviously one of my favorite things to do is collect video games. And while I love shows like the Game Quest, Game Chasers, NES Pursuit, where these guys go to flea markets and swap meets to get all these games, I don't really have the opportunity to do that. I don't live in a big area, I live in a small town, and the nearest flea market is over an hour away and there's no local swap meets. So how do I beef up my collection then? Really, I do a lot of it online. And one of the places I do it is on eBay. Now I know what you're saying about eBay.
Sean Long, if you can buy a cheap game on eBay, I'll eat my Wii U, you chin-strap penguin-looking boy.
Or what this guy has to say about eBay.
You can't buy any games on eBay anymore. Everything's overpriced.
And to some extent, they are correct. eBay has changed a lot over 5 or 10 years ago. You used to be able to go on eBay and, get deals all the time, but since the retro gaming market has kind of developed an economy, it's a lot harder to do that. People know what their stuff is worth. People can see, what other things are selling for that's the same item they're selling, because eBay will even suggest it. So it kind of puts you in a pigeonhole to get good deals on eBay, and a lot of people feel that you can't get good deals on eBay. But I think they're wrong. Recently I picked up 2 games within the past 2 days that were well below market value. One game was Mannix TT Superbike, I believe it's called, for the Sega Saturn, and I paid $12 for it, a little over $12 for it shipped, and that's a $30 game complete. How did I do it? Magic? Resident Evil 2 on the Dreamcast goes for about $40 complete, and I paid around $17, $18 for it. So how did I do it? How did I figure out how to work eBay to my favor? Well, in this video, I'm gonna show you my tips for buying games on eBay. Now, you might know these tips, and it might not be nothing big to you, but it's more about just changing your mindset when you're shopping on eBay. So hopefully you learned something, sit back, relax, and enjoy my tips.
So buying on eBay can be really fun, but you kind of got to know what you're doing. It's always good to have an idea of what you're looking for. Lately, I've been looking for Dreamcast and Saturn stuff. So with that in mind, we're going to look at some stuff here. You notice I have 2 tabs open. I have the eBay tab open, and I have a website called pricecharting.com open. Now, price charting might not be the greatest site in the world, but I use it to get a good indication of what a game is worth. So Street Fighter Alpha 3 here for the Dreamcast, complete price is about $37, and you can look here to basically see what it's going for. So these are some recent sales, anywhere from $35, $40 down to $20. So that kind of gives you an indication. A game is only worth whatever value you give it, whatever it's worth to you. If you want to overpay for something, that's fine, but for us out there who like to get good deals, this is a good way to kind of get a price in mind if you aren't sure what a game is worth. So with that in mind, I saw this Street Fighter Alpha 3 on Dreamcast, and basically what I did was we're looking at auctions, we're looking at time ending soonest, and Dreamcast. Keep it open, because that's how you're going to be able to get good deals when it comes to auctions. And we can see that, oh shit, I've been outbid, because I went up to $20 and someone went to $20.50. So now I kind of got to decide whether or not I want to play this bidding war game. And that's the problem with auctions, is sometimes you get roped into these bidding war games and you can end up spending more than you really wanted to. So always have a base goal in mind. Always have a bottom dollar. Don't just buy something just to buy it. I'm a big Street Fighter fan. You guys know that from the other videos on the channel. So this is a game that I would like to add to my collection, as I don't have it. But you don't want to overpay, and you don't want to spend money that you don't have. You got to be somewhat responsible. I know that says a lot coming from me. I would be willing to pay. And another thing you have to look at, of course, is shipping. People can get you on shipping, especially if it's overseas stuff. this is $4 to where I live. So I would pay, I'll say 23. I would pay $27 for a decent looking copy of this game. I'm not going to go over that. If it goes any higher than that, I'm going to walk away. And that's kind of what you got to do. So now we're the high bidder. That's cool. Maybe we'll win it, maybe we won't. That's sort of the thing with bidding. Now, something to keep in mind with bidding that's really important, in my opinion, is timing. We can see right now that it's 9:19 where I live, and a lot of times you can get really good deals at 3 in the morning. That Sega Saturn motorcycle game, the Mannix TT, I got that game, it was $12. It sells for about $30, and I got it for $12 shipped, and that was because I happened to be up at 3 in the morning. So if you just happen to be up late at night and you can't sleep, hop onto eBay, type in something you're looking for, and see what happens, because a lot of times if someone lists an auction that ends in the middle of the night, anywhere from 2 to 5 in the morning, they're being foolish, because obviously that's not a high time for people to be on eBay. So we're going to take a look at some Sega Saturn stuff. And like I said, you always want to keep this general unless you're looking for a specific game. So let's look at the ending soonest. And you know, a lot of Japanese stuff, a lot of buy it now, blah blah blah. Let's just limit it to auctions, because buy it now, I'm going to show you where you could win on buy it now pretty good, where you can get the good deals, but we're just focusing on auctions right now. So you know, a lot of Saturn stuff is so hard right now. A lot of overpriced stuff, a lot of Japanese stuff. If you want some Japanese stuff, that's fine, but you know, Saturn, it's not, we're not really going to do well on this. Now, something to look at is something like this lot here. Let's see what's in this. $50 with 13 hours left, so that's going to end at about 10 in the morning my time. And aside from Panzer Dragoon, which is really going up there in price, a lot of common stuff. So if you don't want, you know, just random common games, you could always flip these, but you know, we got sports. So really out of the whole bunch, you know, Panzer Dragoon, Battle Arena Toshinden Remix, and Tomb Raider are probably your best games out of there. Is that worth $50? Panzer Dragoon goes for about $50 right now, complete in box, so you can get those extra games. So you have to, you know, it's very important, and a lot of people don't know that, you know, what the fair market value is, and that's why it's always good to have price charting up. Because if I didn't know that, and I just looked at that lot, you know, $50 for a you know, a bunch of Saturn games sounds pretty good. But when you look and see that Panzer Dragoon's going for a little under $50, and that's by far the best game in the lot, you know, that Tomb Raider, there was a Tomb Raider in there. So let's look at Tomb Raider, Sega Saturn, you know, $16. You could find it for less, though. I've seen it for much less. So, you know, you don't want to bid just to bid, and you don't want to spend just to spend. Let's see here how I am doing on my bids. Let's check that Street Fighter out. So we got 38 minutes. I'm still the lead buyer, and that's a good thing. All right, so now we're going to show, you know, how you get the good deals on Buy It Now. Now, Buy It Now is a great thing, and there's really two ways to get good deals. You don't want to ever look at Best Match, and you definitely don't want to look at Ending Soonest, because if something has been on Buy It Now and it's getting ready to end, that means it's overpriced. Like, who's paying $90 for this? Who is, you know, like this ugly ass controller for $13, the Grinch, you know, complete in box for $20. Like, you're not going to find any good deals when you do Buy It Now and you do Ending Soonest. You want to do Newly Listed. Newly Listed, you could snipe stuff like a motherfucker. That's how I got that Resident Evil. I just happened to be on, and you got to be vigilant. You have to be diligent and vigilant with this, you know, constantly looking for deals. That's how I got, you know, my good lot, or that Resident Evil 2 for so cheap, because I looked at a Buy It Now and someone just happened to list it. So with Buy It Nows, you want to look pretty much at the first page and see if you can find a good deal. And just glancing at this, you know, a lot of these look like the same seller. That might not be bad, and this we can actually do a little something with. So this actually brings up my second thing that you want to look. Some people will have a best offer situation, and if they do have a best offer, that is a good thing to go for, because you can, you know, you can get some good deals with the best offer. So let's see here, King of Fighters Dream Match 99. Let's see what that, you know, pretty much goes for. All right, so that's going for 21 complete. So loose, it's about 20. Let's take a look at just the general eBay. So it's going for about $20, a little higher at times. So we have free shipping on this, and he's asking $30 for it. So just, I'm gonna make a lowball offer, $15. If he wants to take it, that's great. If he doesn't, and, you know, some people have a minimum to where they will only allow, you know, certain things, but you don't know if you don't try. So it's always worth the effort just to try it out, to see if you can get something good. Let's keep looking here. It seems like this might be the same seller selling a lot of these. They were all listed at the same time. Yeah. So this GameSwift guy is obviously overpricing things a little bit. And you could try to get a good deal on it, but unfortunately, it looks like he's not really open to really best offer. Now, this isn't a bad deal. I want to say this game goes for a little bit more, so let's see if we could do something decent here. Alone in the Dark. Dreamcast. Okay, it's about a $25 game. So let's see if we can get it for, let's try 15. Make him an offer. And let's see. So we sent the offer in. Now he has 48 hours to get back with me. If he decides to accept my offer, I have to buy it from him. And I would be fine with that. Under $20 for a complete copy of Alone in the Dark, that's a decent deal. So basically, that's how you're going to do things on eBay. You always want to, and there's one other thing I want to talk about too, Wholesale Lots. So you type in lots, or you can do video game lot. And you're going to treat it the same way you treat the other things. If you're doing auctions, you want to do ending soonest to see, you know, kind of what's going on. And you can also use the whole time thing to your advantage by, you know, so if something is ending, let's say in 5 hours, that's going to be at a real awkward time, you know, 2 in the morning my time. So that might be something I want to look at, because if I want it, you know, set an alarm. Like, who cares? It's video games. It's fun, you know, have fun with it. But let's see if anything is ending really soon that we can try to snag here. Let's see, random crap, vintage Magnavox, 52 original Xbox games. It just shows you how much of not a demand there is for Xbox stuff. Pretty boring stuff here. Okay, ActRaiser and a copy of Pilot Wings. That's not terrible, because ActRaiser is about a $20 game on its own, so not too bad. Nothing really great in the lots, but this is how you can get a bulk amount of video games. And if you know, if one game ends up being, you know, worth more than what it's going for, then you could, you know, potentially get a good deal. You could flip the other stuff, you know, basically be like a businessman. Like 26 games, I can already see there's sports games here, so we're gonna pass on those. But this is how you eBay. You have to keep an open mind. You have to be patient. Patience is very, very important. But there are ways to get good deals on eBay. I don't feel eBay is dead. eBay sucks compared to, you know, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, even 2 years ago. But there's still ways to get good deals. You have to be vigilant, you have to be smart, and you have to know what you're buying and what it's worth. So I hope that this video kind of helped you out, gave you some better ideas, and, you know, gave you some tips, you know, just a different way of thinking. I mean, obviously some of this stuff is very obvious, but hopefully, you know, just my way of thinking will help you in your quest to, you know, beef up your game collection, get good prices on good games, because it can be done. You know, like I said, those 2 games that I bought recently, you know, that's within the past 2 days. That's on modern day 2016 eBay, and I've still managed to get great deals on them, way below market value. So let's wrap this up. We'll show my beautiful face again.
All right, so like I said, I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys can use eBay to your advantage and get the most out of eBay, because I really do feel that while you're not gonna get a dollar little Samson on eBay or something, you could still get some decent deals on eBay that are worth your time if you're just, you know, willing to put a little time and effort into it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave me a like, leave me a comment down below, let me know some of your great eBay stories, and of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next time. Later.